Hello and welcome back to another beer review. I'm Ben the Beer Lad, and today I'm going to be doing a comparison beer. This is one that I wanted to do for St. Paddy's Day, but I couldn't get hold of it because just my local Tesco just wasn't acting the way I wanted to. Anyway, this is Guinness Draught versus Brewdog's Black Heart. There it is. These are both draft stouts. This is both 4.1%, I should say. This is what Brewdog have been pushing and are saying it's better than Guinness. And I thought I'd take them up with that challenge because Guinness is one of my go-to drinks in a pub. I love a Guinness. It's definitely something I really enjoy. Something I can just sit back and have a couple of and just enjoy the night of. So if you're coming down and saying that this is better than Guinness, I'm going to definitely try it and see if it is. But I'm also going to compare it to Guinness because it's Guinness and Guinness needs a comparison too. Because everyone, it's just one of them. You can't say better than Guinness and then not expect me to not drink Guinness next to it. So for this, I've got Guinness is obviously going to be in the Guinness glass because it's Guinness. And then Brewdog is going to be in the Brewdog glass because it's Brewdog. So the glasses, yeah, they're not exactly the same. It's not the best control I've got, but in order to say what is, in order for differentiation, Guinness and Brewdog are going to be in the Guinness and Brewdog glasses representatively. Yeah. The Black Heart cost £5 for 4-pack, so it's $1.25 a can, which is a good price, to be fair, for a 440. It is a good price. The Guinness Draught I bought from a local corner shop because you can. That cost me $5.79 for 4 cans, so it's just a little more than $1.25. But it's Guinness. You're paying for what what you're getting. I've got the box next to me. It's just there. I'm just gonna read it out. I can't be bothered picking it up because I haven't unpacked it. I've just took the can out, so I don't want cans falling out. But it says it wasn't created in 1759. What if it's better? So like I say, I'm going to hold you to it, Brewdog. If it's not better, I'm going to call you out and say it's shite. If it is better, Guinness, you need to pick up your game. So these are the cans. 2 black cans with gold writing. The Brewdog one is taller. I'm just going to hold that there so you can see it is actually taller. They're both 440 cans, but the Brewdog one is slimmer by literally the narrowest margin, and it's slightly taller because of that, but that's all the comparison stuff. There's no guff on it, it just says Black Heart, and then it says 21st Century Stout, and then the Guinness Draught is just Guinness Draught, and there it is. So let's crack them open and see what we've got, shall we? So we'll do the Brewdog one first. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. I'm going to pour it like it's a Guinness. If you're going to say it's Guinness or it's going to be better than Guinness, I'm going to treat it like it's a Guinness. I'm going to pour it like it is one. Right, so I'm just going to let that settle. I'm going to pour the Guinness and then we'll get onto the video properly. That's gone everywhere, that. Right, get around to the Guinness now. Much more control, not as explosive. Right, so both of them are poured. I'm just going to wash that off my hands because that is beer on my hands, and I know that will impact the end result. So as the Guinness sort of settles and as I'm drying my hands, I'm going to say I've got a glass of water here as well, just so I can wash away and do the whole, make sure it's a proper test, so no leftover flavours carry over and anything like that. Anyway, so there's the beers. So far, the head itself is about the same height, actually. The Guinness is the Guinness Ivory Standard. The Brewdog one, I'm just going to hold it next to it. I don't know if the camera can make it out, but it's just as if it's like a shade or two darker. It is darker, and you can see the difference. Guinness, there's this ruby hue just at the bottom. So when you hold it up to light, you've got this really, really deep red, almost ruby hue at the bottom. Brewdog don't have that. It's jet black all the way through. And there's a lot of carb. It's very, very small, and you won't see it on the camera, but I can see it. It's almost like it's as if it's dust, but you can see there's a lot of carb clung to the bottom of the glass. Guinness, you get little bits of it, sort of like these stripes here, but not in as cut as at the bottom. That is a clear, if you will, clear straight through the bottom. Right, let's go for a smell, see what we get, shall we? We'll start with the Guinness. It's Guinness. Everyone knows what Guinness smells like. It smells like a pub. It smells like what's on tap, especially the draft version. It smells like Guinness. Roasted malts. Not much else. Yeah, just smells like Guinness. It smells nice. Let's go for Brewdog. See what you've got. Oh, you know what? It does smell like Guinness. If I was a blind taste, I'd be surprised that I'd be so caught out. I think if I was to do this blind, the only way I'd be able to tell is the glass. But that smells like a Guinness, you know. It. Yeah, it smells pretty close. There's very, very little in between to tell what the difference is for what it smells like. Let's go for a mouthful for body and carb, shall we? Guinness. Carb light, body medium to full. When you've got the head on top of that, it sort of adds like creamy layer. Very creamy, very full, very velvety, smooth, really, really easy to drink. Glass of water just to wash it out. Right, going to the Brewdog. Body and carb. Again, very, very similar. Body medium to full, carb next to non-existent. With the head involved, it's very, very creamy, very, very velvety, very smooth, very easy to drink. So far, if I was if it's blindfold, this would be a very, very difficult judging. It's so close between them. Wash my mouth out. Right, go for a big old taste. See what we got. Again, start with the Guinness because it's Guinness. Roasted malts, creamy, slightly creamy. It's Guinness. You don't need to say much else. It's just Guinness. I don't really know how to break down and tell you what Guinness tastes like. Everyone's had Guinness at some point in their life. Everyone knows what it tastes like. And if you don't know, if you had Guinness and you don't like it, I don't know why you're watching this video really, because I've got a feeling it's going to be one of them. It's going to be so close, but it's Guinness. It tastes like Guinness. Pardon me. It's roasted malt. It's creamy. It's smooth. It's very, very Guinnessy. Is the best way to put it. Right. Go for Brewdog. See what they've got. Cheers. Ooh. Oh, as much as it tastes like Guinness, it doesn't. It's so close, but they've put something in it. So that way it's not the same. Obviously Guinness, they've got the signature recipe. They probably haven't changed it for 250 years. Actually, they probably haven't changed that since 1759. I mean, if you've got it down, you've got it perfected. You don't need to change it. That's going to be passed through generations, which it has. But Brewdog, I don't know what they've done, but they've done well to sort of replicate and make their own. It's nice. It's got a more of a roasted malt feel, but not in a way that's too bitter and too dark. It's got a bit more of an accentuation in flavour. I don't want to say it, you know, but Brewdog have done something here that are actually fairly decent. I don't think, personally, I don't think Brewdog would hold up against Guinness on draft. If you got the two, I don't think hold up, but in can form, I think they're putting up their own fight, and I think it's semi-decent. Oh, I really don't want to say it, but I'm going to get a lot of slack for it. I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but it's going to be a shock awe moment, but I think the Brewdog is a little bit better here. I don't want to say it, but yeah, it is better. It does taste a little nicer. And I didn't think I'd come into this review, or I didn't think I'd come out of this review thinking Brewdog is the better of the two. But at least in this form, at least with these two, like, that's got the ball in it. That's the draft. This doesn't have the ball in. Pardon me. And Guinness make about 5 different versions of their can. So whether it's down to this version of Guinness, the draft version, not living up to it, I might end up getting the one with the white badge, the extra version. See if that holds up to this. I don't know. But so far, these two, if you were to look at them, sort of as a fuzzy eyesight, if you will, hold it up like that, and you were to go, Guinness, what do you want? I'd go with this one. Personally, I'd go with Brewdog's Black Heart. I think it's holding up a little bit better. Whether that is, again, down to the can, down to the batch, I don't know. But it is holding up. I think, personally, it'd be down to tap. If I was to get them both on tap, side by side, and do this again, but with tap versions, I think it'd be a different story. I think Guinness would win it. But so far in can, Brewdog just have that advantage. I don't know why, and I don't like saying it, but especially with what they've done recently, they just haven't held up recently with what they can brew. But it's good stuff, and if you like Guinness, you are gonna like this, because I love a Guinness. It's my go-to drink when I go to a pub. This is just holding up a little bit better. It just feels better. And again, in a blind taste test, I would pick the Brewdog because it does taste nicer. It comes down to smell, body and carb, the way it looks. Yeah, the way it looks is different. Like, I don't know if my camera can pick it up. This has, like I say, that ruby hue around the bottom. This doesn't. This is jet black through and through. This doesn't have that. Let's see if I can get it. that sort of colour there is what I can see throughout. This doesn't have it. But like I say, smell, body and carb, it's such a narrow comparison. But flavour, Brewdog they pull through. They just pull through, and it's like I say, I don't want to admit it. I really don't want to admit it, especially with all the beers I've had from Brewdog lately. It's, hit and miss stuff. This definitely hits. So I'm a bit surprised. I come in here thinking Guinness is going to win. I don't know why they'd even think they could compete with Guinness. Guinness is clearly superior to Brewdog. Why would they even stand a chance? Now I'm coming out of it thinking Brewdog have the edge. I'm a bit surprised, but you know what? They've made a good beer, and good on them for making a good beer and actually giving it a go and making something good. Because, like a lot of big brewers lately, they're pushing stuff out that isn't really tested. It's just hit and miss stuff, but this is some good stuff. So, yeah, I didn't think this review would end up the way it did, but I'm going to call it here. So, Guinness, their Draft Stout, versus Brewdog's Black Heart Draft Stout. Now, like I say, you can hear that. That's got the ball in. This doesn't have anything in. This is just a can with nothing in it. Which do I prefer? I'm going to say Brewdog. I wouldn't normally say Brewdog, but I don't know why. They're just holding their own. And I do like it. It's quite good. Not saying Guinness Draft is bad. I just think this has a little more flavour to it. I don't know why. It just is how it is. I'll try and get some more different versions of Guinness. The extra lively or extra smooth version or whatever it is. The black and white can. And I might give this a go again and see which comes out more. I've got a feeling it'll be the Guinness because, I mean, look at the cans. You know what they're going after. But, yeah. So, yeah. Brewdog wins this round. Well done, Brewdog. It's actually quite a nice drink. I'm surprised. Guinness, I think, like I say, if it was on tap, I think you'd win. But in can form, you just don't hold up. They're just a little better. So, if you have had both of these, please, if you've not had both of these, do your own side by side. I got this from Tesco for £5, four pack for £5. That's £1.25 a can. I got this from my corner shop for £5.79. So that's about it's about £1.30 a can. Do your own comparison, see what you think, see if you like it. If you don't, you've got my opinion, and I'm not, the best reviewer, but I can at least give you what I think's best. But do your own comparison, because I think it's quite an interesting. I think this will definitely have an interesting reaction, especially people who haven't done this yet. Pardon me. Yeah, so anyone who hasn't done a comparison, I think this will be an interesting reaction. I think I got a good blind reaction at least, because I've never had this. I've had this plenty of times, but I've never had this. So yeah, links will be. You can get this from Tesco, or you can get it on the website. It's Tesco exclusive for some reason. Don't ask me why. Don't know, but only Tesco sell this. So if you want it, I'll leave a link to Brewdog anyway, because they sell it on the website. But if you want to go to your local Tesco, pick it up. Guinness, you can just go to any shop ever in the history of life, and you can pick this up. I mean, they've been around for nearly 300 years, so you can pick this up anywhere. But give it a go. Link will be down below for anyone who wants the Brewdog version. If you've not had it, down below. If you've had it, let me know which one you preferred, because I'm quite curious as to how this would balance out, because it's quite an interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting. I'm very curious just because. But if you like the video though, thumbs up, thumbs down. all your usual stuff if you want to subscribe. Consider doing so because the show must go on, etc., etc., so on and so forth. And I'll see you later. Bye.